Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, testing. Why can I hear myself better now? Testing, 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 1, 2. 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 Testing, testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that's it.
here at the home of the Titans. It's your second half of your doubleheader of Lane Community College versus Umpqua here at the home of the Titans. Just over 30 seconds away from tip from the starting lineups to take the floor. It's going to be a good one. So these two teams right neck and neck in the Southern Division, with the Lane Community College at 5-5 in conference play, and Umpqua at 5-4.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, it's almost like the women's team too, where Umpqua was 1 and Lane was 2, and now we're seeing two teams as well. The men's team at least, where they're neck and neck with each other. If Lane wins this one, they can overtake Umpqua for that 4th spot. And Umpqua, I mean, they're just trying to keep their name in there. They're not too far behind Clackamas in Southwest Oregon for that number 2 and 3 spot.
We are set for a good one here. Tonight, the Titans will be playing in their white jerseys with blue shorts, and the Riverhawks in their green, with the starting lineups to take the floor. For the Riverhawks, it's number 0, Leo Sewell, number 5, Creighton Hansen, number 10, Evan Tatum, Kobe Jimenez, and Will Harris to round out the 5. And for the Titans, Javon Blackmore, Jacob LeBounty, Jacob Axemaker, Micah Garrett, and Isaiah Wallace. As we get set here.
Yeah, for me, Micah Garrett's going to be the guy that I'm watching out for today. He has been the hot guy of this team. He's first in minutes in the game on the team, as well as points per game and rebounds in this game. He can pretty much do it all for Lane, and he really can be a difference maker in this one.
He led them in scoring against Mount Hood when they traveled up there and got that win, a 2-point win there. That matchup against Mount Hood was a 2-point game, as Garrett led the night with 24 points, and Axemaker had a couple clutch shots. But one of the consistent off-putting things about this team is their inconsistent bench play. They only had 6 bench points in that one. LeBounty and Jimenez to jump for the opening tip. And we are underway. And Leo Sewell will start with it and bring it from left to right. Pass off. It is Will Harris. Down low to Hansen, who flips up a shot. Too strong and rebounded by, that's Micah Garrett, pushing up the floor to Blackmore. He'll dribble at the left wing.
And Lane's interior defense is going to be really good today. Umpqua, one of the taller teams in the conference. That's definitely going to be a factor, so we'll see if Lane is able to control the paint.
Blackmore gives it off to Axemaker, who fires from long, and that one is off the rim. Blackmore tried to keep it in bounds and tip it off of Hansen. Excuse me, not Hansen, Harris. And it looks like possession will stay with the Titans. It will.
Yeah, Axemaker's just a dangerous guy from three-point range. He leads the team right now with 41% from beyond the arc, and he's not afraid to shoot anytime he gets an open shot.
You said it. He had a couple clutch shots against Mount Hood to have them pick up that 2-point win. As a turnover here for the Titans early on, as Blackmore couldn't corral that one as he fell down and the ball rolls out of bounds. So Sewell to bring it. Scoreless here with 19-15 in the first half. Sewell gives off to the left wing. It's Harris. Now to Hansen. Now to Sewell. Now over to Jimenez. Now Sewell in the left corner. Down low. Entry pass. And Evan Tatum able to get that first score of the game. 2-0, 18:52 in the first half, as Axemaker has it at the right wing. And now kicks out. It's Isaiah Wallace. And Blackmore at the top of the key. Fires from the elbow. Rebound. Shot no good, and rebound goes to Will Harris. He'll make moves at the right wing. Give off to Evan Tatum. Defended by Isaiah Wallace. Left-handed shot. Rims around. No good. fight for the rebound, falls out of bounds, and it will be Riverhawks possession.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been just over a minute and 40 seconds, but Lane, they're really controlling the interior right now, especially when Umpqua is on defense. That's really going to be the key today.
Blackmore has it at the top of the arc. Gives off to Wallace. Hands to Axemaker, who has some space down the lane, then fires an elbow jumper too strong. Rebound by Blackmore. Goes up, second chance, can't get it. Third chance, gets it off the glass.
I mean, that's just the athleticism right there from Blackmore. He doesn't seem like it, but he is an athlete. He's able to jump up. He has so much speed, and we're going to see him fighting for boards a lot today.
Sewell crosses up, matched up with Axemaker at the top of the arc. Hands off to Jimenez. Gives to Harris, left wing. Defended by Isaiah Wallace, tries to drive in on him. Now it's tipped up in the air by Axemaker, and he's going the other way with it. Gives it up to Wallace. Right corner, short jumper, no good. Taken by Jimenez quickly down the floor. Now thrown to Harris, left corner three. That one buries through.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate because with Harris, I mean, he had a great open look, but the play was going off so fast, and he was lucky enough to knock down that shot.
7-12 here in the first half. Umpqua up 5-2. Isaiah Wallace dribbles between the legs. Now gives off to LaBounty, trying to get into the post, and now is met by Sewell, and they'll call a jump ball between Sewell and LaBounty, as LaBounty will come out.
Yeah, we're going to see this rotation between LaBounty and Wright, and looks like Wallace is coming off too. Wallace, I mean, he hasn't really been getting a lot of starts, but gets a start in this one. But as we know, Coach Kenneth Edwards, you know, he's not afraid to mix these guys in. He has a crew ready for anyone who makes a mistake.
He had a season high in minutes played, Wallace did, and got his first start last week against Mount Hood, and able to get his second start of the season. Golden down the lane, and it's intercepted by Sewell. He will go quickly down the floor, surrounded, now gives off to Harris. He goes down the lane, bounce pass to Hansen, able to flip it off the glass and in. Axemaker right wing, quick three. Too strong, rebounded by Sewell. Sewell races down the lane and then gives off to Hansen, and off the backboard and grabbed by Jimenez, who kicks it out for Sewell, who hits an easy three in the right wing.
Yeah, I mean, Kenneth Edwards right now, the head coach for Lane, he calls a timeout. His guys are not having it right now. That was two easy back-to-back looks for Umpqua. They were able to get the offensive rebound and kick it back out to Sewell and knock down the three-pointer. I mean, you know, Lane, it's obviously, we're only 4 minutes into the game, just under it, but still, it does not look like they're playing with any energy out there right now.
So already an 8-point deficit in this big matchup against the 5th and the 4th place in the division, in the Southern Conference, in the division, in the Northwest Athletic Conference. As Silas Wright comes into the game, he'll trigger it into Blackmore, who brings it from right to left. 10-2 with the Riverhawks on top, 16-18 in the first quarter. Elbow jumper from Isaiah Wallace is no good. Excuse me, Micah Garrett is no good. And now Harris pushes down the floor, gives it off to Sewell, left shoulder. As Jimenez goes down the lane, and he is called for a travel as he took too many steps on that pivot.
Yeah, right now, I mean, especially between Wallace and Micah Garrett, those two need to really start knocking down shots. They're really the sharpshooters of this team. And this team can easily get back in this one if they're able to get hot.
LaBounty gets it down low, and he hits it off the front of the rim. No good. And Sewell going the other way, pushing it for the Riverhawks. Sewell a three, and he buries that one. So 13-2, 15-40 in the first half, and the Riverhawks just can't be stopped. Look really hot to start this one. Blackmore drives down the lane, tries to push off some contact, and is called for a travel, and another offensive turnover for the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, Leo Sewell, I mean, you almost have to compare him to Javon Blackmore. They both play guards. Sewell's only 5'10". Blackmore, he's 6'1", but they both are really athletic, and they're really good playmakers. But Sewell, I mean, he's already 2 of 2 from beyond the three-point line, so he could be dangerous as well.
Harris with a mid-range jumper, no good, and Garrett able to haul down the rebound. as they lob it up to down low, and it was intercepted. And Hansen able to take it the other way for an easy, fast break point. The Titans already with 4 turnovers, and the Riverhawks with 4 points off of those turnovers. Wallace is open in the left corner for 3, and he hits it. 15-5 for some light.
Yeah, they really had to make that shot right there, especially after that dunk where Hansen was just all alone. They really needed an answer there.
15-5, 14:40 left in the first half. Jimenez has it at the right wing. Gives off to Sewell. Now to Hansen. Now to Harris. Right shoulder. Defended by Wallace as he drives down low. Scoops up a shot, and great box out defense there by Wallace. Wallace at the top of the arc. He will launch. And that one's short, but Harris able to pick up the rebound, give off to Sewell, who dribbles down the other way.
And now if you're Lane, you just really need to take away the good looks, as looks like there's going to be a foul there.
That one, an off-ball foul on Isaiah Wallace, or possibly a timeout.
I think it was a foul against LeBounty, actually. Or might be against Silas Wright. It was one of the big guys.
It was Wallace who was matched up against Tatum down low on some off-ball as Wallace was trying to seal out Tatum on that rebound. So quite the start for the Riverhawks on the road. So far, what have we seen from this sluggish performance from the Titans?
We've just really seen no energy out of Lane. You know, the Riverhawks, they're getting pretty good looks, but Lane's defense is not really there. I will give it to Umpqua, obviously. I mean, they're 3 of 4 right now from beyond the arc, and that's really helped them have a 10-point lead in the early going. But, you know, Lane, they're getting good looks. They're just not hitting the shots right now. And I really want to see, you know, if possibly Isaiah Wallace or Mikey Garrett can get hot. Maybe they have to start going to the paint, you know, not really relying on their shooters, but we'll have to see, because right now, I mean, by no means are they out of it. There's still a lot of basketball left, but with the way Lane's playing right now, you wonder if it's going to be a long night for them.
2 for 11 from the field is not a great mark, just with under 6 minutes and 18%. You never want to see that if you are the Titans, but that's what they've shot so far, and they're down by 10. 15-5 with the Riverhawks on top. 14:07 left in the first half. Harris to inbound. He gives it to Hansen, who feeds to Harris back in the left wing. Now to Jimenez, now to Sewell. Right corner. He'll try to go along the baseline. He'll get an inbound pass. That is Evan Tatum getting the contact and laying it in.
Yeah, Umpqua has just done a really nice job, though, of setting plays up and giving themselves a good look. Lane, they kind of need to rub off on that. Down by 12.
LeBounty will bury in down low. Spin off a shot, able to connect on that one off of the defense from Tatum. Harris at the left wing, defended tightly by Blackmore, and they'll call a foul on him.
Yeah, I mean, you know, right now it just seems like Lane, I mean, like I said, they're keeping pace with Umpqua. They're still down by 10, but they're keeping pace with them every time they score. But they really need to go on a run here and just limit the Riverhawks' opportunities any way possible.
Jimenez, and now to Sewell. Stands at the left wing and gives off to Harris. Right wing. Defended by Blackmore, who gets a piece of it. Now he'll feed to Sewell, who'll launch from 3, and a top of the arc shot. That one is good.
3 of 3 from the night. Leo Sewell, I mean, like we said, you wouldn't picture him being a sharpshooter, especially with his size, but he's not afraid to pull up.
Axemaker, floater down the lane is no good. Rebounded by Tatum as he got whacked in the face, and they will take time here to tend to him.
Yeah, it's always a scary play, especially when you're working down the paint. You just got so many guys around you. You're trying to fight for the ball. You might take an elbow every once in a while. They say basketball is not really a dangerous sport, but on plays like that, it could be a very dangerous sport. But luckily, it looks like Tatum is okay.
Tatum will hang in this one. He's one of the consistent bench players for the Riverhawks, contributing about 10 minutes a game, but scored with that has 5 games this season with 10-plus points. As Harris gets to the right wing. Dribbles there. Gives off to Hansen, right corner. Tries to feed it to Tatum down low, and it will fall out of bounds and stay with the Riverhawks, as Blackmore must have been the last one to touch it. 20-7, 12:25 left in the first half. As Harris will trigger it in. He gets it to Sewell at the right wing. Now to Dumas, and he will launch from deep. That one way off, hit the glass, but other than that, missed everything.
Yeah, and you could tell in that play, though, that the Titans D, they know now what Leo Sewell can do from beyond the arc. They were keeping a good watch on him. They didn't really double team him, but they had a guy near him at all times.
So Silas Wright in the game. He didn't play against Mount Hood out of that game, but before that started the previous 8, as Blackmore will lay up a runner down the lane, and that one is good. Cutting the lead to 11. 20-9, the Riverhawks on top on the road with 11:48 left in the first half. Excuse me. Isaiah Wallace defending, and now a cross-court pass as Dumas lays up a shot, and that one's no good.
It actually did go in. It bounced off the rim. Everybody thought it didn't go in, but it did.
I said Dumas is his name, not the result of the shot. Wallace feeds it to Wright down low, and he will hit a jumper, and it's rattles around, no good. Jimenez hands off to Hansen, who backs down Wallace, now gives off to Jimenez, now to Harris, who gets a screen, now resets to Dumas. Now to Sewell, left corner 3, too strong, and a fight for the rebound by Hansen, and they will say there is an over-the-back foul, as that contact there on the rebound was too much.
Yeah, I mean, that one didn't fall for Sewell, but he still had a really good look. And for Umpqua right now, I mean, they're in pretty much full control. They're controlling the paint when they're on defense. They're getting good shots up when they're on offense, and we'll see if Lane can put together some sort of run. They don't need a huge comeback right now or a 10-0 run. They just need to put together a few good possessions, especially towards the halfway mark of the first half. This is a good time to start doing it.
Izzy Golden getting his first playing time today as Wallace fires from 3 from the left wing, no good. And picked up by Izzy Golden, and he will go to the line as he was fouled on that shot.
Yeah, Izzy Golden's definitely one of the more physical players on this team. He's not afraid to go inside and try to grab the rebound. He's listed as a guard. See, that's the other thing, too, I love about this team is that it doesn't matter if they're a guard or a forward. They are going to be aggressive inside. They're going to be fighting for rebounds. Same with Javon Blackmore. They're always inside the paint, and they're going to get an opportunity to try to grab, especially on offense, grab the rebound and give themselves another opportunity to score.
Golden, a great three-point shooter. He shoots a lot of threes coming off of the bench for the Titans. And that time got the offensive board and goes 0 for 2 at the free throw line. But Wallace gets the rebound. And they reset to Blackmore.
And that's really what Lane needs to do, is just give themselves more opportunities to score.
Blackmore spinning in the post and tries to find Isaiah Wallace, and it's too far out of reach for him, and it's a turnover.
But that's not what they can do, though, if they're going to give the second opportunities, is throw them away. Blackmore, I mean, it would have been a pretty good play had Wallace, had a bit of a heads up, though, but he didn't expect the pass from Blackmore, and I wouldn't really say it's a mistake, really, on Blackmore, because it was a good pass to Wallace, but he's going to take a seat, so.
Blackmore with 2 turnovers. One of their main playmakers is Hansen, able to find it above the rim and lay it in for 2. Axemaker stands at the Titan logo, gets to the right wing, finds Wallace on the right wing. He will shift down to the lane, try to get it out to Axemaker. He'll fire from the left wing, no good. Rebounded, and it was tipped out of bounds by a Riverhawk, and it'll stay with the Titans. And they will take a timeout to reset this one. 25-9 is the score. 16-point lead for the Riverhawks on the road with 9:55 in the first half. We're going to take a break here on the Lane Community College Network. back here on the Lane Community College Network, where the Riverhawks lead by 16 with 9:53 in the first half. Junior Leggy checking into the game for the first time as Wallace gets inside, and he puts up a shot from 10 feet. That one is good.
Yeah, and I mean, coming out of the timeout, this is a good time for Lane to kind of create some momentum now, and that was a good start.
Sewell stands at the lane, gets it to Dumas, finds Hansen down low, entry pass, and a travel on Dumas. And it'll be possession for the Titans.
See, and I mean, a lot of people would think that's just a mistake on Umpqua, but it's also partly because the defense there from Lane, and they're able to get the ball back.
Axemaker will start with it at the top of the arc. Gives to LaBounty. Pivots, looks for a man, looking for help. Now drives inside. Flips up a shot off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Dumas, and gives off to Sewell, who takes it the other way. At the right wing, defended by Leggy, now to LaBounty. They swing it around to McKinney, coming into the game for the first time. Now to Sewell, left corner. He'll try to go along the baseline. Jimenez with an easy lay-in for 2.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Lane, at least, Coach Edwards, he put his 2 best defenders, Leggy and 3-point attempt. That one no good.
Izzy Golden with a quick 3, and Jimenez the rebound. McKinney to bring it up the floor, left to right. Shifts, gives it off to Dumas. Now to Sewell, left wing. Jimenez fakes the screen. Now they swing it around to McKinney. He'll go down, find Jimenez underneath the basket again, and they'll say there's a foul on the floor. Waiting for the call. Looks like possession will stay with the Riverhawks, as this foul must have been, never mind. It will be a shooting foul, and Jimenez will shoot 2 at the line. Jimenez, weirdly, a 54% shooter from the field, but a 60% shooter from the free throw line. Typically, when you see that 54% from the field, you see a much better free throw percentage, but not with this player at 6'5", and this freshman out of Colorado. Izzy Golden has it at the left shoulder. Kicks out to Wallace, left corner. He'll try to get inside, spin. Flip up a shot that is off the mark. And McKinney to bring it the other way.
Yeah, see, and I don't really love that, what Izzy Golden tried to do right there. He tried to give himself an opportunity to score, but Lane just really needs to try to run plays right now. It seems like they're kind of just freestyling out there.
Hansen has it, just in the short corner, and tries to reset and gives it. Sewell finds it, and then Harris will launch from deep. That one too strong, and Blackmore the rebound after it was tipped up a couple times. Axemaker from 3 from the left wing, too strong. Rebound to Hansen. Possession for the Riverhawks.
Yeah, and really the awareness needs to get up right now for Lane. We saw that they were able to get the steal.
McKinney, a nice move in a reverse layup, and able to get his own rebound as he missed the shot. And a fight for the rebound, and they'll call a jump ball. Excuse me, they'll call a foul on McKinney on that fight, and the Titans to belong to them.
Yeah, we're definitely, the energy's definitely picked up with, especially on the Lane side. They're playing with a lot more intensity, but still, they really just haven't been able to put anything together since they took the timeout. 27-11, Riverhawks on top with 7:09 left in the first half. As Blackmore gets inside, will bully his way up to the basket, and it is off the mark, but he will go to the line to shoot 2, able to draw the contact there. He had to be really careful there because he was trying to pivot and almost like he was about to take another step, and it would have been a travel call, but it's really nice to be able to put up the shot and get the contact.
Blackmore, such an integral part of this team. There was a stretch of about 4 games in the middle of December, and the Titans went 0-4 during that stretch. Such a key piece to this team. Also one of their main facilitators and playmakers, and also averages 11 points. 27-13, 7:04 left in the first half. McKinney to bring it from left to right and start it for the Riverhawks, who are up by 14. Sewell has it at the right wing, defended by Golden. Now they find McKinney down low, and Silas Wright the long rebound as it was blocked and knocked away by Isaiah Wallace. Blackmore now, quick, getting inside. Golden, left corner three, he buries it. So Lane with some life after that three from Golden.
Yeah, I really like the intensity right now. They're getting themselves good looks, and don't look now. Lane, they got some momentum on their side.
A great steal by Blackmore as the ref couldn't get out of the way. But Blackmore with an acrobatic play to get up and over his defender, it was McKinney, and lay that in.
I said in the beginning, Javon Blackmore is one of the most athletic players I've ever seen play basketball. He just has so much athleticism. The hops are there, the speed's there. He just showed both of them off on that last play.
Looked like he should be playing for the Globetrotters. Tatum in the right baseline. Lost it, gets it back, hits a shot, and looks like he's going to draw the contact and the foul. Get the shot, draw the contact, and the point after.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Edwards for Lane, he was right there, and he was looking for an offensive foul. It looked like, Tatum might have pushed off, and I think it was Wallace who was guarding him there. Had he maybe stepped back a little bit, would have got the offensive foul call, but not able to there, but at least Tatum was able to miss his free throw.
29-11 Riverhawks on top, 5:50 left in the first half. They give it to Wallace, tries to speed down the lane. Now Blackmore left open for three. He buries it. Cut to an 8-point lead, 29-21, 5:36 left in the first half.
I mean, now the juice is just really flowing for Lane. They're feeling themselves right now. They're hitting shots left and right. I really like the direction this team's heading.
Sewell finds Tatum down low, who spins and draws a foul. And looks like he'll go to the line again for two.
I mean, that's just a mismatch right there. I mean, Isaiah Wallace, he's 6 foot. Tatum, he's 6'5". Whenever you get the height difference, it's not ideal. Lane's going to have to watch that, especially down in the paint.
So Tatum. A 77% free throw shooter on the year. Able to bury that first one. And the second one falls through. 31-21, 5:21 left in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, Lane's still down by 10, but with the last few possessions you have, it doesn't feel like it's that big of a deficit.
Isaiah Wallace gives off to Micah Garrett going down the lane. Scoops up a shot off the mark, off the front of the rim, and Sewell quick the other way on the right wing. Now Harris, top of the key, he's open for three. He missed it, and Javon Blackmore, the rebound.
I mean, Blackmore, he just was able to fight off 3 Riverhawks there for the rebound. Doing it on both ends.
They reset to Blackmore. Lets this one go. Splitting defenders. Kicks out for Garrett. He'll fire from the right elbow, and he buries that one. A beautiful way to elevate there for Micah Garrett.
Well, I mean, with Isaiah Wallace, he's definitely the guy who could get those open looks and hit those shots. Micah Garrett, he will easily make those jump shots probably about 60 or 70% of the time.
McKinney lays it up for Jimenez for an easy above-the-rim lay-in and assist for McKinney. Blackmore has it. Now Garrett has it at the top of the key. A screen from right, and he'll fire from the left elbow this time, and it's rebounded by McKinney, and a foul on the floor. Looks like it is against the Titans, and we take a timeout with 4:03 left in the second half. And the Riverhawks up by 10, 33-23. It's been a lot of turnovers, but Lane kind of starting to find some momentum and hitting some shots from deep. What have you seen so far from this fight to kind of keep this game in check?
I mean, they're just starting to knock down the shots, and I think that's really going to be the difference and kind of the momentum where, even though Umpqua was up by 12 at one point, which didn't seem like too much, it didn't seem like Lane could get anything going. Now they're still, they're down by 10, double-digit deficit, but they're still hitting their shots. They're creating good opportunities. What's going to minimize this kind of deficit for Lane is that miscommunication. We saw it right there on the last defensive play for Lane with just an easy look for Kobe Jimenez down low. I mean, they cannot have that. They cannot give the Riverhawks easy points. If they can do that and also keep creating opportunities for themselves to score on the other side, they can easily make this a 5-6 point, deficit going into halftime.
It looked like nobody even picked him up. It was just an easy above the rim pass for him to lay down.
And it's going to happen, obviously, in basketball. Like, there are going to be times where there's miscommunication, but in a game like this, down by 10, you really want to try to avoid it as much as you can.
Blackmore is the leading scorer for the Titans with 11 points, as he also has 2 turnovers, and he leads the team in that category as well. He'll inbound on to Garrett. Now to Axemaker. He'll elevate from deep, and that one's too strong. Rebound by Hansen.
Yeah, Axemaker's another one of those guys that kind of needs to start knocking on his shots. He's 0-4 from the three-point range, 0-7 from the field.
Tatum with an entry pass and able to flip up a shot off the glass. Axemaker has it and gives it to Wallace, right wing. He blows past Hansen and able to lay it off with the left hand and in. Sewell now sets up at the top of the key, gives to Harris at the left wing. Screen from Tatum, switch with Harris on Axemaker now. Left wing, lob up for Hansen, and he gets it to go.
I mean, right now, 3 minutes left in the first half. Lane, they need to create some sort of momentum going into halftime, especially if they want to give themselves an opportunity to win this one.
Garrett to Axemaker to LaBounty, who hasn't seen much action in this one. Garrett at the right wing, speeds into the lane, and a reverse layup is good from him. 37-27, Riverhawks on top. 2:40 left in the first half. Axemaker defending Sewell. Now an entry pass down low to Hansen. And Harris cutting to the basket. A beautiful cut. Left hand off the glass is good.
I mean, Lane was ready for everything. They had every other guy guarded pretty well, but then Harris just drove to the lane and just had a wide open look. But luckily, Blackmore was able to answer there.
Another take to the basket for Blackmore as he connects on that one. And a foul looks like
he was against Isaiah Wallace.
Isaiah Wallace on that inbound play. And the Riverhawks entering the bonus now on that foul. And Harris will take the free throw shots.
Yeah, and I mean, you can tell right there from Coach Edwards. He told Isaiah Wallace, come back to the bench after that foul that, really wasn't necessary. It was on the other side of the court while they were trying to inbound it, and now it gives Riverhawks a chance at the free throw line.
Harris, one of the leads the team in three-point percentage, able to connect on both of those free throws. 41-29, 2:05 left in the first half, excuse me. Axemaker at the left wing. He gives off to LaBounty, who finds Silas Wright down low. Now to Blackmore, who resets to Garrett. Top of the key, he'll fire from deep, and he connects. 41-32, 1:47 left to go.
I mean, that was the first three-pointer of the night for Garrett, and like I said, minute 30 left. These next few possessions are going to be key. Lane can get a few more points on the board.
Harris tries to attack past Blackmore, and he gets it knocked out of bounds by Javon. The Riverhawks reset here. And Sewell able to find Hansen, who gives off to Harris in the backcourt. Defended by LaBounty. Harris trying to drive inside. Scoops up a shot. Defended well by the Titans. And it'll be out of bounds. And another inbound with 7 seconds left on the shot clock 1:22 left in the first half, and 41-32 is your score with the Riverhawks on top. Jimenez finds Sewell outside, left wing. He has the launch from deep. That went off back iron, and Garrett the rebound, and he'll push it up the floor from right to left.
That was really good defense from Lane. I mean, Sewell, he got a pretty good look, but he was far out from three-point range, and luckily he was able to miss that one.
Garrett finds LaBounty, who's wide open, finds a wide open lane underneath, and cuts the lead down to 7.
And I think this is going to be a really key possession for them to get a stop. I mean, less than a minute left to go. They're only down by 7 now. If you're able to get a stop and try to give yourself one more look before halftime, they could put a lot towards the second half.
Harris tries to find Tatum down low, and it's intercepted by Blackmore, who throws it ahead to Garrett. And he gets attacked by Hansen, who goes up and over him to defend that shot and knock it out of bounds.
I mean, the size difference there wasn't exactly too much, but Hansen saw that coming all the way. All he did was stick his hand up and just slap that one out of nowhere.
Silas Wright gives off to LaBounty. Now to Axemaker. Left shoulder. He launches from there, gets fouled, and it almost rolls in, as that would have been a big one to make this possibly a one-possession game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Axemaker, he's one of the better free throw shooters on this team, and if he's able to knock down all 3 here, that puts Lane right there. Like we said, I mean, the deficit hasn't really been that much tonight, but the way that Lane started this game, it didn't feel like they were going to come back at all, and they really just kind of kept pace up until these last few minutes, where now they're starting to creep in and gets towards Umpqua.
Jacob Axemaker at the line. He connects on the first one, had one of those great performances, played all but 3 minutes at Mount Hood, had 23 points and 5 for 7 on threes, and was 9 for 11 from the field. Had a great game, and hasn't found quite that rhythm here in this one. But able to connect on a couple free throws to make this 41-37. The Riverhawks on top with 25 seconds left. This is still a game. This is obviously Lane able to cut this down to a 4-point game. And what have you seen so far from them being able to kind of crawl back into this one?
I mean, you know, I mentioned it in the last break where they're just really kind of hitting their shots now and giving themselves better opportunities. It looked like they were just kind of freestyling out there, and they were all playing one-on-one with whoever was defending. It didn't really look like they were playing together as a team and trying to give themselves good opportunities to do. I'll also say, too, that they're really locking down defense on the other end. They're not giving them the Riverhawks as many opportunities. We've seen Leo Sewell, you know, he was red hot to start the game for 3-point, 3 of 3. He's gotten a little bit cold from them. Now he's 3 of 5, so he's missed his last 2 attempts. And that was really the biggest threat for the Riverhawks, you know, in this first half. But luckily, Lane has been able to contain him. They're really going to have to contain him in the second half, especially if they don't want the Riverhawks to run away with it. But really, I like the direction that Lane's going right now. They have some good momentum, but right here, they need to get a stop and try to get at least one more shot before the end of the first half.
Evan Tatum, the only player for the Riverhawks with 10. He sits right at that mark with 14 seconds left. Sewell dribbles at the logo. Gets a screen from Hansen. Tries to go along the baseline. Finds Jimenez, who spins around and flips it off his right hand and in. And Axemaker, the last second shot, not able to get it to go in time. And 43-37, quite the first half. Quite some momentum swings in that first half. And we should have a great second half in store for you. What kind of were some of the key points in that first half that you saw?
I mean, obviously, it just felt like 2 different games where in the beginning, Umpqua was just coming out red hot. I mean, they were up by 12 points at one time, which, like I said in the beginning, it wasn't a lot, but it just felt like Lane was playing with no energy. They were freestyling it out there. They were playing like almost old school yard court basketball where they just weren't playing as a team. Then, after they took a few timeouts, kind of regather themselves, they were giving themselves better opportunities for shots. They started knocking down the shots as well. They're 4 of 11 from the line. They were only 1 of 5 at one point, and now they're 14 of 35 from the field. So they're really starting to make their shots a lot more and give themselves opportunities. I really like those last few plays where they kind of limited Umpqua's chances at scoring. We know the Riverhawks, they're really athletic, they're really versatile, and they just made some unbelievable shots. But Lane, they were still playing really good defense towards the end of the first half.
How about this disparity in a stat? 15 assists for the Riverhawks, meanwhile 6 for Lane. Not spreading the ball around if you are the Titans. And Blackmore has been doing a lot of the scoring. He's turned the ball over a couple times, has a couple assists, and has been good on the defensive end, but them almost tripling you in the assist department and spreading the ball around is not going to do you any good.
Exactly. No, I mean, the playmakers have really just not been here today. I mean, Javon Blackmore, he's definitely the biggest playmaker of this whole team, and he's been doing pretty good from a scoring aspect, but he hasn't really been setting up the plays as, he does in previous games. And like I keep saying, the guards, Isaiah Wallace, Izzy Golden, guys that are used to shooting, they really need to start hitting their shots. You don't have to make every shot, obviously, but, if you have a wide open look, that's really going to be key that you knock down that shot.
We'll see if Lane can continue this 15-point comeback, as they were down by that much earlier in this half. And right now a 6-point game, 43-37 Riverhawks on top, and we'll be back in just over 10 minutes with the second half.
Back now for the second half of action. Umpqua leads 43-37. Saul Galvan alongside Isaac Doobie. Isaac, we kind of saw almost like two different games in that first half where Umpqua, they got ahead early. They weren't really ahead by a lot, but Lane just couldn't get anything going. And then towards the end of that first half, Lane was just on fire, and we're able to cut it to a 6-point deficit. What's Lane got to do in this second half to try to pull off the victory?
Well, I really think, I talked about it right before the end of the break, but really, they got to share the ball. They got to get the playmakers involved, other playmakers involved, except besides Javon Blackmore, who leads the team in scoring. Try to get it to some other playmakers, spread the ball around, get some ball movement going in order to hopefully maybe confuse the Riverhawks and get them on their toes.
I agree. I definitely think they need to share the ball a lot more. That's definitely when they've had their best games this season, and we'll have to see if they're able to do that. Here's Kobe Jimenez, then Leo Sewell. He had a pretty hot first half, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Now Evan Tam down low, working against Jacob LaBounty. Now gets into a cutting Will Harris, who drives inside, but that one gets blocked. Here's Javon Blackmore up ahead. Gets it to Axemaker from the near wing. No good, but a rebound by Blackmore, and Lane will reset. Now Micah Garrett in the corner, but they're going to call him out of bounds. It looks like the back foot of Garrett when he caught the pass just touched it, and it will be a turnover for the Titans.
I thought it was a foul. I thought it was an illegal screen
I thought
down
so too,
low.
but when you're looking down here, it's almost kind of hard too because you have the yellow line here from another sport, and you touch it and you think sometimes that, you know, the blue line, like it's just, they're both right there. It's kind of hard to distinguish, but the ref was right there to call it.
A tough call there.
There's Leo Sewell leading the team right now in points. Actually, no, he doesn't lead the team in points, but he has 9 points on the night. No good there from Evan Tatum. Micah Garrett bringing it up for Lane. Gets it to Jacob LaBounty. LaBounty works inside and able to lay it in. It's now 43-39.
Something to watch for in this one. LaBounty has had 6 games with 10-plus points. We're curious to see whether or not he can keep that streak going, as he has 6 right now.
There's Will Harris, guarded by Blackmore. Getting the screen from Tatum. Thought about the switch. Now Tatum working in the post. Going up against Blackmore, but Blackmore jumps up and knocks it away. And comes up with a steal. Pushes it ahead to Axemaker. And now Lane's going to slow things down. Blackmore at the top of the key.
He's just got so much athleticism. You see it on both ends of the floor. You see it when he's a playmaker, making plays, facilitating the offense, and getting to the rim, which he does very well.
Blackmore trying to find something. Instead gets Axemaker in the corner. He hits that one. Didn't make his first one, but able to knock that one down. And Lane is only down by 1 point. They haven't led all night, but they're on the verge of grabbing their first lead of the game.
Top 25 in three-point percentage in shots from beyond the arc, with just over 40% on the year, and that one was clean as he got that in the right corner.
Here's Leo Sewell. Now gets over to Will Harris. Gets a screen from Tatum, driving inside against Garrett. Little fadeaway shot. They're going to say no good. It's going to be an offensive foul against Tatum underneath the basket as Blackmore fell down. So a really nice shot with Blackmore there to draw the foul and get Lane the ball back.
If that doesn't show you what athleticism Blackmore has, that stands at 6'1", meanwhile going up against the freshman in Evan Tatum at 6'5" and is able to draw the foul there. If that doesn't show you what kind of athletic player Blackmore is, I'm not sure what does.
So we'll see what the officials are discussing here. They're kind of at the top of the key on Umpqua's side. Jacob LaBounty was kind of talking to his coach there. I'm not sure, maybe he said something to the officials, but right now the refs are having a little meeting at midcourt. We'll have to see what is going on there. I mean, I'm not sure if it was about the foul or something that happened after that the refs are discussing, but it's pretty questionable as to what happened. Both teams went to their benches. Isaac, did you see anything? Or
I mean, just in the first half and in the first few minutes here, it's felt a little bit chippy, almost a little bit personal. Every time you don't get a call, every time that someone is in your face after a play, it feels like a lot of the times either Blackmore or LaBounty have kind of been a little bit salty after the play.
Yeah, these two teams, I mean, they've only played each other one other time this season, and Lane beat Umpqua early in the year, 84-76. So Umpqua's trying to avenge, especially here on Lane's home turf.
And we talked about spreading the ball around. In that last one where Lane won, the Riverhawks had 4 players with 10-plus points. And Sewell kind of led the way with 5 threes. And Micah Garrett, was also one of the star players in that one. So
it was actually a technical foul. We're not sure on who. I didn't exactly hear. Here's Javon Blackmore working inside. That one no good. Rebounded by Dawson Dumas, who just checked into the game. So I wasn't sure exactly who that technical went against. Here's a fadeaway jumper from Hansen. That one no good. Axemaker to grab the board. Axemaker going to pull up from the wing. That one got a little bit tipped by Hansen while he was on defense. But Silas Wright, who went out for the rebound, got fouled on the way up. Foul's going to go against Dumas. Blackmore to inbound it. Lane only down by 1 with 17:06 in the second half. Blackmore kind of threw like a lob pass, almost like a football pass to Axemaker, and he finally got control of it. Now Axemaker gets it to Labonte. Now hands off to Garrett. Silas Wright thought about taking the three-pointer from the wing. Now Garrett, Blackmore in the corner, driving inside towards the baseline, and it's got tipped away by Sewell, so it'll stay with Lane.
Check that shot clock. It sits right now at 2, and Blackmore to trigger this in.
Yeah, you would imagine he's going to try to get to either Garrett or Axemaker, try to get a quick shot off. He gets it to Labonte on the inbound, gets the shot off, no good. Labonte fell down, but it gets stolen right back by Blackmore. Here's Axemaker at the top of the key. Not able to hit that one. Wright got his hands on it, but they're going to say it goes off Hansen last. So the ball will remain with Lane, but that was really good heads-up awareness by Blackmore to intercept that one from the inbound and keep it with Lane. Axemaker to inbound, it's Silas Wright. Now Jacob Labonte looking for Axemaker. Now Wright. Wright working inside, pivoting towards the hoop. Thought about taking the shot, but instead decides to pass it to Axemaker. Now Labonte from the top of the key, not able to hit that one. Lane, even though they're only down by 1, they really haven't been able to hit anything outside the arc in the second half. Now here's Hansen from three-point range. That one no good. Rebound by Micah Garrett. See if Lane slows things down, but they're not. Micah Garrett drives inside. No good. And a throwback slam by Labonte. He was right there to pick up the miss from Garrett. And Lane has their first lead of the night, 44-43.
Well, that really is his game, is cleaning up the offensive glass, getting rebounds, getting boards, and putting it in the basket where it needs to be and scoring. He's 58th in the conference in field goal percentage and 43rd in total rebounds. So really does a lot on the glass and connects on a lot of shots.
There's little Sewell working against Labonte. Made a few moves, but not able to hit the shot. Got a little bit of separation. Now here's Dumas from top of the key. That one no good. Lane finally grabs the rebound. Blackmore to bring it up. Lane leads by 1 as we approach the 15-minute mark of the second half. Their first time lead tonight as Micah Garrett pulls up from mid-range. No good there. As here's Leo Sewell, a nice bounce pass down low to Will Harris, but Harris wasn't able to make that one. Here's Blackmore. And Lane's going to reset. Lane really needs to get some good looks, especially now that they have the lead. Here's Axemaker in the corner. No good, in and out of the rim. Will Harris grabs the rebound. Now here's Harris. Dumas. Dumas with a bunch of guys in front of him was looking to see where he would go with the ball. And now here's Sewell trying to lob it inside to Jimenez, but gets stolen away by Lane. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout on the floor. Coach Edwards wants to talk things over. But Lane, though, they're able to crawl all the way back. They were down by 6 coming out of halftime. It took them about 5 minutes to finally get their first lead of the night, 44-43. I mean, Lane, even though they're leading right now, it still feels like they're struggling from shooting.
Yeah, I mean, besides Javon Blackmore with a 62.5 field goal percentage, everybody else is either at or just under 50%. LeBounty doing a great job of cleaning the offensive glass. He's the only other person with 50% from the field. But really, this game and the reason Lane is leading by 1 has been Blackmore. He's got 3 steals, 2 blocks, 7 rebounds. He leads them in basically every category, including turnovers and actually, no, not fouls. Isaiah Wallace actually has 3 fouls, but second in fouls with 2.
It seems like he is like the only guy out there who is creating opportunities for his team. We saw it on a few plays previous to the timeout where he was able to get the steal and give Lane another possession, another attack at it. So, like you said, I mean, he's really been the difference maker in this game and have really kept Lane in this one, even though they're up by 1. And we'll see if he can continue his hot streak. Don't forget about Micah Garrett and Isaiah Wallace. We haven't really seen Wallace too much in this game, but he can get hot from beyond the arc at any point. So Wallace to inbound, gives it to Blackmore. Blackmore working against Sewell. Bounce pass down low to LeBounty. LeBounty working the post. Kicks it out to Silas Wright, right from the left wing. That one no good. Gets tipped around by a few Riverhawks, but finally Creighton Hansen comes away with it. Here's Dumas. Now Harris. Gets a screen from Jimenez. Sewell in the far corner. Top of the key, Dumas. See what Dumas decides to do. Now Jimenez driving towards the basket against Garrett, and he's able to put in the hard-fought lay-in. And Umpqua gets the lead back. It's 45-44.
Some really amazing ball movement to get the paint open and get Jimenez on that size down low.
Micah Garrett pulls up from mid-range, but unable to hit that one. There's Umpqua on the attack. Jimenez bounce pass, finds a cutting Creighton Hansen, and he gets the and one. A potential 3-point play coming up for the Riverhawks.
Wow, what a pass and what a cut by Creighton Hansen. The big 6'7" freshman had quite the season, shooting 49% from the field, and is also one of the best rebounders and one of the best blockers with some of the most shots blocked. Top 30 in that category in the conference.
So another timeout taken, 47-44. Umpqua leads, but Lane is right there. They're trying to hang on. 13:04 left to play. We'll step aside for a quick break on the Lane and Community College Streaming Network. Creighton Hansen at the line trying to make it a 3-point play from before the timeout. First trip to the free throw line tonight. He's tied with Evan Tatum for most points for the Riverhawks at 10 apiece. Hansen unable to make that one, but a good offensive board. It looked like Jimenez got a hand on it, but Titans are able to come away with it. Izzy Golden, who just checked into the game, was able to get it out of the hands of Jimenez. Here's Micah Garrett. Now Javon Blackmore on the near wing. Blackmore driving inside. He's been really physical, and he gets in. So Umpqua got an and one in the other play, and then Lane answers with their own. And we'll see if Javon Blackmore can convert on the potential 3-point play.
Had 16 points in that previous game versus Mount Hood. He's looking to pass that here as he is 15, and this one to make it 16. He can't get it.
Blackmore unable to convert on the and one. He still puts Lane within one of Umpqua. As here's Will Harris as he tries to go coast to coast. He'll get fouled on the way up. 2 shots coming for Harris. Foul is on Javon Blackmore. Yeah, I mean, Blackmore, you know, he's not really known for being a scorer. He averages 11 points a game, which is, you know, still pretty high, even for a guard. But he's more of a playmaker, and we've seen him make a lot of plays tonight. He's definitely been the difference maker in this game. But he is a guy, though, that plays that guard position, but could easily be hot from shooting anytime. And if he does get hot from shooting, he can definitely be the most lethal player out there.
It almost reminds you of one of the most abnormal players we've seen in the NBA, which is Steph Curry. Can score at any level and can assist, can facilitate at any level as well.
And that's really what you kind of have to do now at the guard position. It's not really shoot or playmaker. You kind of have to be able to do both. And Javon Blackmore is definitely one of those guys who can do both. And here is a travel from Leggy, who just checked into the game, so probably wasn't even in the game for 10 seconds and already has a turnover for his team.
Yeah, doesn't get much playing time and has only 6 points recorded in the previous 5 games. That time, as the ball goes right into the announcer.
That one gets tipped away by Javon Blackmore. Possession's going to stay with the Riverhawks. Will Sewell to bring it up. 12-10 left to play in regulation. Riverhawks up by 3, 49-46. Here's Sewell. We had a pretty high first half. Hasn't really shot the ball that much, but puts one up. No good. Rebounded by LeBounty.
Opportunity for Lane to take the lead here, or tie it, excuse me.
There's LeBounty. Thought about driving in, but he does. Rebounded by Creighton Hansen. Lane really just hasn't been able to knock down any shot really in the last few possessions. We're still down by 3, and there's a foul on the floor. Looks like it's going to be against Javon Blackmore. He's already got 3 fouls in this one, and yeah, he's going to come out of the game because, yeah, that was his 4th foul of the game actually, so he's in foul trouble, and Coach Edwards is going to have him take a seat because you want him for the end of this game. You don't want him to get any more foul trouble.
As soon as this ref signaled number 1, the entire bench said, that's not who the foul was on. It was actually 22, Golden. So I think that did register as Blackmore, but the on-ball defender was Izzy Golden.
And a 3-pointer there from Dawson Dumas, and extends Umpqua's lead. It's now 52-46. Lane really needs to make a shot here. They want to stay. Here's Izzy Golden from the near wing, and they do make the shot. Riverhawks with a 3-pointer to extend their lead, but Lane with answers with a 3 of their own and bring it back to a 3-point deficit.
Izzy Golden with his 6 points is 2 for 3 from the 3-point line.
Well, Harris trying to fight and put one in, but unable to. Micah Garrett comes away with it. Garrett looking for Axemaker deep from the wing. That one no good. Rebounded by Hansen. Axemaker, like we said, he's not afraid to take the 3 as Riverhawks push it up ahead and get it down low to Jimenez for the easy basket.
We haven't seen much of that the Titans haven't been able to transition down well, but that time an easy score for Jimenez, who was wide open.
There's Axemaker, top of the key, trying to find someone down low instead of going to swing it to Golden, now to Isaiah Wallace. He's also a guy that has really not done much in this game. Axemaker driving inside, puts up a floater. That one no good. LeBounty fighting for the rebound, gets tipped away. Now Micah Garrett from the near wing. Bullseye and hits it. Micah Garrett. He's second in the team right now in points with 9. Now he has 12 points after that made 3 and cuts the deficit to just 2 points. Now here's Hansen trying to answer with a 3 of his own. That one no good. And a foul called up. It looked like Garrett and a few Riverhawks are going up for it. And it's going to go against the Riverhawks. Dawson Dumas, who was trying to go up for it. So 54-52, another timeout taken on the floor. Lane, they're keeping pace with Umpqua. We'll see if they can catch up to them and possibly take the lead on the other side of this break here on the Lane Community College Streaming Network. Silas Wright to inbound it for Lane as they trail by 2 with 9:47 left to play in regulation. This will be an ideal time for Lane to make some sort of run. Try to put some distance between them and Umpqua if they are able to take the lead. There's Isaiah Wallace looking in both directions. Instead makes a move inside. Now gets to the top of the key, Silas Wright. Now Jacob Axemaker driving in. He finds Isaiah Wallace in the corner. Wallace not able to convert on that one. Will Harris grabs the rebound. Riverhawks pushing up the court pretty quick. Gets it down low, but it tipped away by Axemaker. Goes coast to coast and gets the steal. Gets the head to Isaiah Wallace. And Lane's going to slow things down. Now Izzy Golden getting past. Got past Dumas, but it'll be a foul call. It looks like he got tripped up while trying to drive to the lane.
Yeah, that was a great job. He was trying to go inside, trying to split 3 defenders, and Hansen able to get a hold of him and make sure he couldn't have an easy take to the rim.
There's Micah Garrett, gets the screen from Silas Wright. Wright working inside and makes the easy lay-in. So now it's tied at 54 with 8:50 left to play. This has turned out to be a really, really good game between two teams that are kind of middle of the pack right now in conference standings. And with only 5 games left to play after this one, this could be a really big game if how the standings shake out. Isaiah Wallace grabbed the rebound after the miss from the Riverhawks. Here's Micah Garrett, pulls up from the corner. He hits that one. Micah Garrett, he was kind of cold in the first half, and now he's gotten pretty hot in the second. He's now got 15 points in the night, tied with Javon Blackmore. Now here's a three-pointer from Dumas, but that one misses. Garrett will bring it up. Here's Garrett driving inside, working against multiple Riverhawks. Kicks it out to Golden, but they are going to call an offensive foul, I believe, as Leo Sewell kind of fell to the ground as Garrett was driving in.
That was the defender who came over to help and left Izzy Golden wide open. Lucky that they ended up getting that charge call and ended up being a turnover because Izzy Golden was wide open and he probably would have hit that shot.
Garrett 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. And we'll see when Javon Blackmore can get back into the game. He has 4 fouls, so you know that unless Coach Edwards really needs him, he's going to want to save him until the last few minutes of the game. Sewell saved it from going out of bounds. Gets it to Cam Ricks, who checks into the game for the first time. Will Harris top the key. Gets the screen, but Harris going to pull up and hits a deep 3. Wow. Harris, unbelievable from the top of the key. And not just top of the key, but he was a few feet back and able to knock that one in and ties it at 57.
Wow. He had 6 threes in that last game against Clark in that loss, that 2-point loss they had. But
Right, trying to put up a shot. That one no good. And it'll go to the Riverhawks as Mike Garrett was standing out of bounds as he was trying to tip it away from all the Riverhawks surrounding it.
I know that Harris is a good 3-point shooter, but man, that was deep. That was a beautiful shot from way behind the arc.
He's shooting 44% from beyond the arc this season, and he's 8th in the conference in three-point percentage. Now here's Will Harris getting the screen from Hansen. Sewell working against Izzy Golden, drives inside, puts up a floater, and gets it to go. Leo Sewell, haven't seen much production out of him in this half, but able to put up a key shot and possibly a three-point play coming up for Umpqua. Javon Blackmore checks into the game for the Titans.
You know, Sewell, one of those developmental pieces here in his second year with the Riverhawks. He only started one game last year, but now this year started all but one game this year. And he's taken that starting role and really ran with it. He's shooting a better field goal percentage, three-point percentage, and free throw percentage, but hasn't shot really well the last couple games with a 32% mark from the field, but able to connect on that and one.
There's Wright working inside, but unable to connect on the post fade. 6:18 left to play. Umpqua up by 3. Here's another three-pointer from Harris, and Harris, how about it? Back-to-back three-pointers on attempts, and he has really just gotten hot. It's now a 6-point Umpqua lead.
And that's not what you need. Is for their best, if you're the Titans, is for Umpqua's best shooter to get hot
Isaiah
right
Wallace from the corner trying to answer, no good. Rebounded by, look like I got tipped by a few players, but they're going to say that the Riverhawks touched it last. It looked like Cam Ricks might have had a fingertip on it before it went out of bounds. So Lane will inbound it. Micah Garrett's going to take a seat. Jacob Labonte comes into the game. Javon Blackmore to inbound. He gets it to Isaiah Wallace. Wallace, top of the key. Axemaker hits it. So Jacob Axemaker, another guy who's really come alive. He was 1 for 10 from three-point range, and now he's 2 for 11.
I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. He made some really tough shots in order for them to sneak out of that win against Mount Hood in their last game. And it kind of looked like that one had a hand in his face on the defense, and now he gets the steal.
Now Axemaker steals it away as Hansen was trying to get it down low to Ricks. There's Javon Blackmore. He's got to be careful. He's got 4 fouls. Axemaker pulling up from the free throw line. That one no good off the side of the rim. Ricks grabs the rebound for the Riverhawks. Here's Sewell. Jimenez driving inside. Now in the corner, Hansen. That one no good. Behind the rim, and Axemaker comes away with it. Javon Blackmore gets it to Axemaker, and then back to Blackmore. Now back to Axemaker. Silas Wright working in the post against Jimenez. A little bit of a mismatch. Blackmore at the top of the key. Driving inside against Ricks. Gets an open look. And he's going to get fouled on the way up. That'll be 2 shots for Javon Blackmore. Try to cut into this Umpqua deficit.
2 for 3 from the free throw line. A couple big free throws to try to cut this lead down to 1 with just under 4.5 minutes to go. This will be 2 big free throws for Javon after this one.
Yeah, I mean, down by 3, there's still a lot of time left, but it feels like every possession is a big one at this point. I mean, like we said, these are 2 teams that are pretty much neck and neck right now in conference standings, and with only 5 games left to play in the regular season for both these teams, this can really be a big game to decide who gets a higher seed at the end of the year in the conference tournament.
Yeah, and if you look at, there's no real disparity this late in the game of stats or this and that. It's just now who's going to make shots at key moments. Who are you going to give the ball to in these situations? And are you going to connect on your free throws? Are you going to connect on open looks when you have them? And if you do, who's going to get them? And how much can you score in how little time?
And you also wonder, too, I mean, they're only down by 3, so they can still, kind of play around. They don't need to put shots up. I mean, you saw right there with Javon Blackmore, he was able to drive in and pick up the foul. If they can do that and hit their free throws, that's, just another simpler way that they can try to cut into this deficit and put themselves in a good spot to take the lead.
Both teams in the bonus here. So any foul that happens right now for either team will send the player automatically to the free throw line.
Blackmore does not make his first free throw. 67% from the line this season. Micah Garrett checks back in for Silas Wright. We'll kind of see the rotation of what Coach Edwards decides to use in these final 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Axemaker's on the bench. He hasn't really had the hot hand that some of these other guys have had, but we know how lethal of a shooter he can be. Same thing with Silas Wright working in the paint. (63-61), 4:20 left to play. Here is Kobe Jimenez on the wing. Now gets it to Sewell. Sewell got switched around by a few Titan defenders. Now Jimenez in the corner. Working inside, gets the bounce pass to Evan Tatum. Tatum working in the post, now to Sewell. Sewell driving inside, kicks it to Jimenez. He takes a three-pointer and makes the three-pointer. Kobe Jimenez with a really big three-pointer there to put Umpqua ahead by 5.
Not really known for his three-point shot. That one just kind of a lucky heave. Shoots about 12% on the year.
Javon Blackmore had a pretty open look, and here's an alley-oop, throw it ahead from half court from Leo Sewell. He got it ahead to Creighton Hansen, who had so much momentum going towards the rim that nobody was stopping him. And now all of a sudden it's 68-61 as Isaiah Wallace takes a three-pointer. Offensive rebound by Izzy Golden coming out of nowhere. Micah Garrett back to Izzy Golden from the corner. Hits that one. So teams are just trading shots going back and forth. Umpqua, I mean, they were up by 7, and now Lane cuts into it. They're only up by 4 now.
Izzy Golden now 3 for 4 from beyond the arc today. He's been hitting a lot of really clutch shots, and that one probably the biggest so far in this game.
Well, Harris driving inside against Blackmore, and he's able to lay it in. Two minutes and 48 seconds left in this second half. There's Izzy Golden pulling up, but it gets blocked away by Jimenez. Jimenez puts it up ahead, gets it to Tatum against Garrett. Tatum puts it up, and no good. Really good defense by Garrett as he's able to.
That one a great play to get down the floor by Micah Garrett and get that rebound, contest that shot.
Here's Micah Garrett trying to go up, but he gets that shot blocked. And here's Jimenez going up ahead all alone, and he'll lay it in for the easy 2 points.
As soon as I said that Jimenez had the easy lane down the other way, and Micah Garrett was able to get there first. He was able to get open on that one.
There's Izzy Golding. He has the hot hand for Lane, and he keeps the hot hand going. They will knock in the floater from just past the free throw line. 72-66.
Right here, if you're Lane, is where you need to put the clamps on. Under 2 minutes now, down by 2 possessions.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to get a stop here. Will Harris, if anything, just don't let a three-pointer happen, or at least don't let an easy three-point happen. That's not what you can have happen at this point in the game.
Sewell matched up on LeBounty.
And it looks like we're going to get a timeout. Daniel Leaworthy, the head coach of Umpqua. Minute 34 left to play. Umpqua 72, Lane 66. I mean, there's still a good amount of time left, and Lane's only down by 6. It's only a 2-possession game. What does Lane really need to do here with the last minute 30 seconds?
Well, you know, the Titans have shown that they can keep this close. They can kind of fight their way, and they can stop them on defense, because this game was tied, and Lane, you know, hasn't been able to take the lead, but they've been really kind of fighting in this game. And right now, in the biggest moment, in the biggest spot, be interesting to see what they do, who they get the ball to, and see if they can really just stop the Riverhawks from scoring.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for Lane at least, in my opinion, they have to go kind of quick here. If they're able to get a stop, push the ball up court, you know, obviously with the shot clock being 30 seconds, it's really going to be maybe 2 or 3 more possessions for Lane if they are able to make some baskets. But we'll see.
Shot clock is at 4 now.
Now shot clock's at 4. Here's Harris from the corner and doesn't knock that one in and out of the rim.
Oh, that was close.
And it was close indeed. And with a lethal shooter like Harris, I'm sure the fans of Lane's hearts almost dropped. Here's Isaiah Wallace from the corner, trying to find someone. He gets it to Izzy Golden. Now Javon Blackmore at the wing. Blackmore working the post against Sewell, driving inside and gets it to go. So now it's just a 4-point Umpqua lead. And just a minute left to go in this one.
That's some tough scoring if you're Lane, and you like to see that if you're the Riverhawks, only giving up 2 on that one and not 3.
Lane can really not give up anything here. Shot clock down to 5. Here's Harris trying to get something up, and he does, and he puts it in. Unbelievable shot there from Will Harris as he was able to extend to 6 points. Now here's Izzy Golden. That one is no good. They're going to say it went off the backside of the backboard, so possession will go to Umpqua. I mean, that was a good look from Golden, but unfortunately it didn't fall. And now you kind of have to play the foul game because shot clock is off, and you're still down by 6 points.
Yeah, that was a perfect possession for the Riverhawks. Exactly what you needed. Run the shot clock down, run the clock down, milk it as much as you can, and then get up a shot just to score, just to either keep this lead and extend it just a little bit, and then get a miss on down the other way.
And Lane's playing the full court defense, but Umpqua able to get it gone half past court, and it looks like they're just going to hold on to it. No foul has been called yet, and finally Isaiah Wallace wrapped up Leo Sewell. And that was Isaiah Wallace's 5th foul, so he's going to take a seat. He'll be done for the night. Only 19 seconds left to play in regulation, and if Sewell is able to hit these free throws, or at least one free throw, that might do it all for this one.
Yeah, 3-possession game under 20 seconds. Kind of puts this one out of reach if you are the Titans.
But you got to give it to Lane, though. I mean, they, even especially in the beginning, they were able to claw their way back. They led at one point as well, but they just were not able to finish. Umpqua just really had the hot hand, especially from three-point range.
They definitely had their moments, but not being able to really string a lot of key offensive possessions together as another turnover here.
So Sewell's just going to hold on to it, getting chased down by a few Titans, but nothing that Lane can really do, and it looks like they're going to have a backcourt violation. I'm not sure if I saw him step. I saw the ref do the backcourt thing.
It was a palming violation.
Oh, palming, okay.
Yeah. He's dribbling the basketball wrong, being kind of careless with it under 4 seconds.
You really just don't hear that in college-level basketball. You maybe hear it in Pee Wee leagues, but not here. Axemaker gets it, puts up one last shot, and hits it, so it's 76-71. It doesn't really do much, though. Umpqua comes in to Springfield and takes this one 76-71 over Lane. Lane, they kept pace with the Riverhawks the whole entire time. They even, like I said, at one point they were leading, but they just could never put distance between themselves and Umpqua.
Yeah, it was still a good offensive performance if you look at some of the stats, with Blackmore with 18 points, Garrett with 15, Axemaker with 12, and 3 for 12 from the three-point line. Not a great percentage for Axemaker. Typically a much more consistent shooter from deep, but not today. And Izzy Golden with 11 points as well. 4 Titans with 10-plus points. I mentioned a little bit earlier in the broadcast how the disparity in assists, the game actually ended with the Riverhawks with 23 assists and Lane only with 13. But still, exactly 4 Titans were able to get double digits, spread the ball around a little bit, and score, keep this game close, but never really able to take the lead and pull away.
So Umpqua will move to 15-8 overall in the season, 6-4 in conference play, and depending on what Clackamas does this week, they could be in as high as 3rd place by the end of the weekend. We'll see how they do on Saturday. The Riverhawks head home for a matchup with Clackamas actually this weekend. Lane, they'll fall to 11-12, 5-6 in conference play, and they're going to stay home for a matchup with Portland on Saturday. We'll be on the call. Isaac, final thoughts.
Well, I just wanted to say for the Titans that this is the first of 3 games they've got at home against conference opponents, and the next one is a big one, playing the number 1 team in the Southern Division in Portland on Saturday, and number 8 Clark to follow that.
Season coming to an end, but still some big games left to play. We'll see how Lane can respond. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this broadcast. From my color man, Isaac Doobie, I am Saul Gavon saying so long here on the campus of Lane Community College.